Hey Brian, good to see you. Good morning. Well, good afternoon, I guess it is. Oh gosh, I'm hearing myself. All right, I got that figured out. Got to turn the sound down on the one I'm watching. Well, hopefully I'm gonna get to work on these for a little bit today. I don't know, an hour or two. Well, finally warmed up just a little, but it's still pretty cold in here. 50 outside. It's up to 42 in here now. Turn this fan off. I got the fan running, try to push some of the heat down out of the ceiling. I do got the little heater going, but it all just goes right up into the ceiling. Yeah, a little warmer there too. That's good. It's supposed to be a little, not quite as nice tomorrow, and then back to cold. Okay, just kind of, I haven't been out here in a while, so I kind of finding everything again. I said I was trying to warm it up. I had to move a bunch of this stuff. A bunch of this stuff was in the house. Oh, excuse me. Because I was working on it in there as much as I could. Yeah, that's the same thing here. I think, yeah, Sunday it gets cold, and then it's going to be real cold for a couple days. And it looks like next weekend it's going to start warming up again. Not much, but not crazy cold, like in the 30s and 40s. Looks like we got a couple more people in here. So I'm going to start working. I'm going to work on all these a little bit. I haven't really done anything since the last time they've been seen on here. I did work on the sheath a little. I want to work on this a little bit too while I'm out here. But I still got the other one I've been doing on the live to do. So this one I still haven't done anything to this since last time. Yeah, man, I don't know. I want to say I'm over it and ready for spring, but then it's just gonna be too hot out here soon enough. There'll be like a month in there where it'll be just nice. Right. My dog's inside today because this is what I'm going to be working on today is pretty messy and makes a lot of dust. And I don't want my dog to be out here for that. So, which is kind of a bummer, but that's awesome. I'm glad you liked it and it finally got there, man. That was like the worst timing. The weather just went haywire right when I mailed it, and it seemed like it took forever. I hope you found something to put in that sheath too. That that sheath that I sent you is actually the one I did that one on the live streams. Um, I believe it was before I started making this kitchen knife on the live streams. I did that sheath start to finish on there, and that's the actual one I did on the live. It came out real nice. I appreciate it. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. All right. Been so long since I worked on these, I don't even quite remember where I'm at, what my next step is. I mean, I guess I do, but I'm gonna cut the pins off and then sand them flush, and then I'm gonna sand all the, you can see the extra glue that all squeezed out. I'm gonna sand all that off around the edges, clean the spine up, and then I'll start putting some shape into the handles. Yeah, I get it. I'm pretty sure I understood what you were saying. You're probably gonna be one of the very few to get a keychain. I don't think I'm gonna. They're fun to make and they're cool and they're neat and all, but I don't think I'm gonna keep doing them. It's just not. It's just not economical. It was something neat to. Oh God, this song got me last time. How high you are, sir, to start the live to show only tools? Well, I'm not high at all, buddy, but um, I don't know. That's an interesting question. This is what I'm working on. This is what the live stream is. I'm gonna work on these here and get started. I was waiting for a few people to show up, and yeah, so that's kind of what I do. Anyway, watching from Alaska. Right on. Well, welcome. How high are you? I was getting a little refreshment. Coca-Cola Classic. And I was gonna get started. I need to find my no, they're right here. My safety specs. And I need to find my respirator. Oh, right on. Welcome from Japan too. Maybe you could read that for me. Does that say hardness tester? All right. There's my respirator. Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess. They both make nice knives. I agree. I got nothing against either one of them. this one here. Well, actually, first thing is I gotta trim all these keys down. I tried to do this yesterday, but I had internet issues again out here. So, it's been a hassle. This is loud. Here, I'll mute it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'd use the word manufacture. It's definitely a hobby. Maybe a little more than a hobby. But it's not like I don't pay the bills with it. I wish I did. I do got some videos on it. This particular knife here I'm working on, I have done start to finish on live streams lately. So man, I just saw a little piece fall down in there. That's what made it lock up and start shooting sparks last time. Hopefully it made it down in through there. So I trimmed them down. They're not completely flush, but a lot closer. And I will flush them up on this one. I need to get some better setup in here, so I can find sanding belts and all that. Like I should have this is a 120. I should totally have like a 60 grit or something out somewhere. Up to the mid-40s now. You can maybe tell the pins are still just sticking out just the tiniest bit. What's up, Prepper 101? Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. I was back working on these same ones I've been working on. So finally warmed up enough I could get out here. Got it in mid 40s out here now. The little heater going. Trippy, that thing's moving. Now they're flush. That makes it easier to hold it flat on here and grind the edges. Alright. Now I got them on ground flush. It's kind of crazy watching that one was like dancing around. Still got a lot to go on these. I wish this one here didn't pay attention. These handles are way thicker than I would have wanted them. I wish I'd have been paying a little more attention. I would have put them on my mill and shaved them down a little bit before I started. Oh well. I don't know if you noticed, these ones are quite a bit thinner. These are probably 3/8 or something. These are, I don't know. Just enough to make a difference. I just wasn't paying that much attention to it at the time. I grabbed what I had laying around. My safety specs are all dirty. I can hardly see. I think I took the Windex inside. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna clean up all the glue off all these edges next. What's up, Kaiser? got all the glue sanded. Hang on, I need to wipe my screen off. I can't see what the heck's going on. Alright. So I got all the glue. Well, not all. There's still... I gotta use my Dremel to get that bit there, but... most all the glue that's squeezed out around the edges on them. This one you can kind of see the pink liners again. You can probably hear the snow melting off the side of the building. I guess my music quit playing. And here's the third one. So next is going to be, I got to sand these edges some more by hand. I want the scratches right now are going in this direction. I want them going that direction. So that'll be the next step here. I don't know how I'm going to hook my vise down. So that's going to be a next thing I got to figure out. I'll be switching to my little sanding stick here and these sandpapers to do these edges, and then I'll get my Dremel out for the one. So give me just a second. I got a clamp, but I clamped this down to the table with. I need to go find it, so I'll be back in just a second. Okay. Alright, got it. It was in the house. Let's figure out how to get this all set up where you guys can see what I'm doing. I still got room to do what I'm doing. from over here. Alright, which one? Let's not do this one first. I need to use the Dremel on that one. So we'll do this one first. I do got some little pieces of leather that are glued onto these jaws on this vise to keep it from scratching the blade. Probably about due for some new, fresher pieces, but we're gonna go with it. I got 60 people in here. That's pretty cool. Y'all should hit that like and subscribe. Come on back. This is about the boringest process in the whole thing, but for some reason I get people watching me hand sand. I guess there's something therapeutic about it or something. I don't know. Trying to get where you guys can see pretty good. I'm not gonna be bumping the camera. Clamp it on here. It's gonna hold better. I thought I saw a weird scratch in here, but it was just the way the light was bouncing off it. So the last belt I did on there was a 120, and this is 180. I usually like to go, I like to go to like 240 with the machine and then go back to 180, but that's not how I did it today. As long as I got all the 60 grit, the one I started with, as long as I got all those out, it shouldn't be too bad. I guess it's Friday. I was thinking my brother probably have to go to work, but I think you're off on Friday. Finally warmed up here a little. It's funny because now it's warm outside and it's cold in here. Apparently the building doesn't do very good at keeping the cold out, but it keeps it in pretty good. You give me googly eyes? I didn't even see that. I do need to get it set up out here better. I should have the bench vise bolted down to the bench by now, but I don't. I actually got 3 of them. I like to put them in a couple different spots. I definitely want to have this one right here. I mean, not right here, like maybe right here, but there's still some pretty deep scratches in here. My back's a little sore. I think I got most of them right back here. There's a little one there, and then still quite a few right there. So a lot of sanding once it's hardened. scratches don't come out very easily. I guess I was scrolling around watching some videos this morning. I guess TikTok is gone. TikTok, today's the last day for TikTok or something. That's what one guy was saying. I was watching YouTube live streams, and I guess the guy's on TikTok also. And he was saying something about today was the last day for it, or I mean, I've heard rumors about it, but I didn't know it was actually happening. I don't I don't TikTok, so I don't really know, but I don't use it. I don't have one. I don't watch it or post on it, but it'd be interesting to see what that does to YouTube. I know it's going to get spread out across a couple Instagram and YouTube, but again, I don't know nothing about it. I just something I was thinking about. I seen it. It's the kind of stuff you get to do when you're doing this sand sanding. Just think about randomness. Alright, we're getting there. Still a few there and there, and probably out there. I'll have to flip it over and do the other side. I like this song. I think I like this song enough to get in trouble for it. Should have grabbed another Coke when I ran inside to get my little clamp. I got some, but I'm getting low on some drink. Tiniest bit right there still. Probably be a couple days before I get to do another. He's never a fan of TikTok either. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know that I have anything against it. I just never got on there. I definitely see TikTok videos on YouTube that are funny, entertaining. But yeah, I'm not sure when I'll be able to stream again after today. It might be a couple days again. It's been about a week since the last time I went, which was a bummer. And weather and having trouble with my internet out here, man. I might have finally figured out how to get it working because it like quits working and takes me forever to figure it out. I think I might have finally figured out how to get it started back up when it quits working out here. It works fine in the house, but then it stops working out here. It's a whole different network. And I am not an IT guy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's definitely good videos. There's people I watch on YouTube that I know are actually bigger on TikTok even. Um, but it's just never been my thing. Alright. Let's switch to the 320 on this part. Once I 320 it real good, I'll flip it over and do this bottom side here. Three 320 is where I'm going to finish on the spine. Supposed to ban it Sunday. Okay. Maybe that guy I was watching goes on Fridays or something. That's why they're saying this is his last day on there. It's a pretty cool channel. The Paper Engineer. Some old dude, and he builds crazy stuff out of paper. Boats and like, I think he did like a Millennium Falcon and all kinds of stuff he makes out of paper. If I'm not mistaken, today I watched him. He's working on, I think it's the ship from Pirates of the Caribbean, maybe the Black Pearl or something. I don't know. He was building a ship out of Hot Pocket boxes. It's pretty cool. He doesn't do a lot of building when he's live streaming. He says it's because he's always paying attention to the chat and talking and stuff. But it's pretty crazy what people do. It's a pretty cool channel. I've seen him a couple other times. Like, who sees a Hot Pocket box and is like, oh, I gotta make a pirate ship out of that? And then makes it look cool. That dude does. And I dig it. Man, I can tell I had a fan on. It's up in the ceiling area that blows some of that heat down from the heater. I turned it off so it wouldn't be blowing on messing with the audio. But I can tell, man, my feet are cold now. I am hoping to do some more work out here. I'm about half drywalled on the walls. The walls are insulated. And then I got nothing on the ceiling. I'm hoping to get some insulation up there, maybe even some drywall on the ceiling. And maybe I'll be able to like hold some heat in. That's my problem. Just can't hold no heat in this room. And then in a couple months, it's gonna be hot in here. I'm gonna need to go the other way with it. So it's, it's in the works to. It's not in the works, but it's planned. Hopefully, someday, not too far away, to do some of that. He really does make some interesting stuff, man. I also like to get some kind of a little door back here in this area, just to make it easier to kind of keep my dog in, because she wants to go roam around the garage and get into stuff. Hoping to make like a little room in the back of a garage building here that's gonna be just a knife shop area. It's kind of like that now, but it's just kind of divided off. I want to actually put a wall in here. Again, give me a smaller space that'll be easier to condition whatever, whether it's heat or cold. All right. Stand up so I can see the camera. So I think you can see now, like it's hard to see. You can see the scratches going this way across it, where I haven't sanded it yet. Maybe you can see it. Right there, I think you can see it. And then on this side, I got them all going the length of the spine now. Took down to 320. Kind of polished it up. So, take a look at it while I'm standing up here. Sure I didn't miss any spots. Looks pretty good. So now we'll do the same thing on the bottom part here. Thank you, Brian. It's quite a process. A lot of sanding. Kind of hurts my back the way I gotta sit back just a little bit for the camera to be here. I don't quite get to sit how I normally do. So. Back to the 180. You gotta make sure you want to keep this like square, I guess is the word, level, whatever, to the knife, so you're not like tilting it off and standing it crooked. You can usually tell just by kind of seeing where, like I can see where it's sanding. I'm gonna grab this heater and bring it over right closer to me. Get my feet warmed up. Right on, William. Thank you. It's good to see you. I get it. I like surfing around. I like scrolling around the live short, whatever I don't know what they call it. These vertical live stream feeds. I scroll through them. I sometimes end up finding people I know and places I'd never think I would have seen them. I'm surprised I got a decent amount of people in here. Usually someone will be asking some questions. No one's got any questions. Ugh. Um. Oh, I'm missing something in the chat. Maybe I gotta go. I'm in the stupid top chat. Do you see this comment? I see it now. I did not see that comment. Like me, please. 36396, the helper. I did not see it, but I do now. I was on top chat. So, my bad. I'm on whatever it is, all chat or whatever. I forget what they call it. But he's probably gone already. "75-year-old memory is failing at times." Shit. I hear that. I'm not 75, but I be forgetting. We got 37 in here. A couple of y'all could hit that like. That'd be awesome. That would help me out. Just double tap the screen. Give me a thumbs up. Even if you're just passing through, I'd appreciate it. Or thumbs down. That's a little harder. You have to hit the three dots at the top to go do the thumbs down, I believe. But I'm cool with it. Yeah, interesting. I'm sorry to hear that, William. Yeah, the day is going by quick, that's for sure. I'm gonna have to, I don't know what time, but at some point I'm gonna have to end this. I gotta go run a couple errands. Got some stuff I gotta do around here. I mean, I'm just gonna say at that age, that's gotta be Vietnam, right, William? I'm sorry to hear that. My dad is a Vietnam veteran. Yeah, 69 and 70. Yeah, it's about the same time he was there. He was a Marine. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I know that it breaks my heart to think about it 'cause I know that didn't do y'all right. Yeah, yeah, I get it. You're right. There's a whole lot that goes into that. I just don't think people understand these days. Um, I don't know. I know from the way my dad would tell me about it. Like, thought he was doing the right thing. Fucking, every male adult that he looked up to, his whole life was a freaking hero and saved the world from Germany and all that. It's like what he knew growing up, and they were not treated that way. It's terrible. I did get to see the traveling wall. I've never seen the real wall in Washington, but I did see they got the traveling wall. I did get to see that with my dad once. Just so happened we were driving through somewhere and it was there, and we went and saw it. Man, it's pretty crazy thing to see. So, and then the way they have all the names on there by date, so it's you know what you're looking for. It's fairly easy to go find it. It was that was a crazy experience, man. I can tell you when we went to see it, them old Vietnam veterans that were working the thing that will travel with that wall. Man, they spotted my dad from a mile away. They knew right away he was a veteran. I don't. He wasn't one of those. He didn't talk about it. He didn't wear the hat. He didn't nothing. But man, they knew. Them guys knew. only hope things get better. I guess the can you see my comment guide moved on before I saw his comment. This side's a little harder to sand because you got the concave, so it really only uses the two edges of the paper. A little tiny bit here, and then I still got quite a bit in this area. And then I'll just have to do this little heel here. I do not want this song. Okay, some country. Well, I moved my heater. It's not really heating up my feet, but my leg's on fire. I guess y'all can kind of see it right here. was nobody. Good. Take a break for a second. I'll lean back a little. Oh, man. Get my feet right up next to this heater for a second. Clean my screen off a little bit too. Gets all the dust on it, can't see it. Alright. Now I can see it a little better. Oh, shit. Bumped it and shut off. An hour and 40 minutes. I probably won't go much longer than 2 hours, I suppose. We'll see how it goes. It's crazy how you can go from 6 people to a bunch to none and back. It's nuts. It's a weird world, and these vertical live streams, man, are crazy. You're into some weird stuff. Some cool videos, some crazy videos, some I don't know. There's some interesting stuff on there, that's for sure. I don't get the ones where that's just someone like rubbing cotton balls on the microphone. That's kind of weird. But people love it, man. Thank you, William. I got a whole. There's 3 of them here I'm working on. So I got this one. This one I've done start to finish on the live. It's kind of sitting over here on the side right now. It's gonna be like a kitchen knife. And then I got this one. All of them are in the same spot, so all of them are getting the same little hand sanding thing going on right now. And then I'll start shaping the handles, and then once the handles are done, I'll sharpen them. They'll be done. So and then I got this one. These two are kind of pretty close to the same, but this one's got the extra little finger notch here. Some people like, some people don't. I kind of like this style without it. Um, this is one of my favorites that I make is this style right here. So, and I don't know when you got in here. I don't know if you can see how shiny and polished that edge is, and all the scratches are going this way now. So that's what I'm working on. I'll show you on this other one. Yeah, that's kind of, I like hunting knife style. This, I don't know. I feel like you can do everything with this knife. You could gut your fish and your deer and whatever else, and cut your apple. So I don't know if you could tell, but this one's got much coarser scratches in it. It's so hard to get them to show up. And they're actually running this way against the spine that way. I did this on the machine, and now what I'm sanding is this way and sanding all those out. And this here is it's not done yet, but this is what the sheaths for those two look like. This is what I'm working on. I'm almost done with. And the other one I am doing on live streams here and there. I actually haven't. I'm not going to work on them today, but this is something I was doing inside when I could. But it's to a point where I need to be out here to work on these too. So, but that's going to be the sheath. That's what the sheath for both of them is going to look like. This one's probably going to go to this one because I think it's just a little smaller than the other one. But I did that on a live stream. Stamped the basket weave on there, and then I sewed it together the other night when I was bored watching other people live stream. So, but I got the other one in there. It's still needs sewed together and all that. I've done it start to finish on here, and I'm well, start to where it's at because it's not finished. And I'm gonna keep doing that. So I do like the leather sheaths. I'm gonna get back to doing some. I got these ones. I'll grab one. I got a whole batch of these. This Tonto grind that I'm working on. You can tell it's still got old. It's got my old stamp on it. It says Colorado on it. This is gonna be a cord wrapped handle, but these ones, this is the same knife. It's just this one is gonna be. It's obviously gonna have these handles on here. I got a lot of work to fit them still, but where am I going with this? Oh, I'm probably gonna do some Kydex on these ones for sheaths. I personally like leather, but Kydex is pretty cool too. Kydex is kind of a better sheath, honestly. It's more rigid. It holds them more secure. It holds up better against water and moisture and all that. But it's also plastic and just don't look as good. Just you ain't, I don't know. This just looks better than, especially you get a nice basket weave pattern in it or something. Looks way better than Kydex, I think. So some people do like kind of a hybrid where they do some Kydex and some leather kind of work together somehow. And I might work on something like that one of these days. Let's see. Man, YouTube is just not picking the music very good for me today. I didn't get to deer hunt this year. Hopefully next year I will. After moving here, I couldn't find all my credentials I needed. So I had to get them replaced. And now I do have everything, but by the time I got everything, there wasn't a whole lot of time left in the season, so I didn't want to go buy a license. And also being new here, I don't really know where to go. And I've said this before, it's kind of different than where I'm used to out west. There's just public land everywhere. And it's not quite like that here. It's easier to buy licenses. They let you get more deer than out there, but access is more of an issue. Out there, you got the land to go, but it's a little harder to get the licenses. I still haven't even got my bow out since I moved here. It's been almost a year. I need to do that and set a target up out in the yard. At least get some practice in. I'm already kind of thinking about what I'm going to do for what my next knife is going to be. I think I had 7 of them sitting right here. Wait. I got 8 of them sitting right here I need to finish. Yeah, I mean, I got a buck 110 for sure. I actually got a couple of them. My last video I did making a sheath was actually a sheath for a buck 110. And that's what I always use. That's what my dad got me when I was 12. I was probably younger than 12, but I was 12 when I started hunting deer. And that's what my dad got me, was a buck 110. I actually don't have the Mora. I definitely know about them. I've heard about them. And, I know people like them a lot. I got a lot of knives. I can't say I really have one that I take hunting. Probably I do. The one I take is probably I take my dad's knife that he always used when I go hunting anymore. It's a case. I don't know what the pattern is. It's a folder. He got it right about the same time you're talking. Right when he got back to the States, he got it. Early 70s case knife. I always thought it was a Texas toothpick, the pattern, but I don't think that's actually what they call it. Yeah, cheap and easy to sharpen. Mora, that's what you're talking about there. Yeah, that's definitely what it's definitely what I heard. They're cheap and they're good. Supposed to be tough as nails, and they're pretty cheap. Actually, I think they're really cheap. Again, I don't have one. Probably should get one. And yeah, everybody, I don't know, there's something to be said about easy to sharpen. Like, these new steels are real popular, these stainless steels, and that are just hard as nails. And they hold an edge for a long time, but when you gotta sharpen them, it turns into an issue. What's up, MB? Good to see you. I hope you're doing good. I wonder if you're going live tonight. I know you were going on Fridays, but I don't know, stuff gets in the way too. I don't think I saw a notification for it. Custom knives are very expensive. They can be. Um, I don't know. I think mine are not. But compared to a Mora, yeah, probably. But compared to other custom knives, and there's levels too. Like a lot of it's the materials they're using. So you start using mammoth tooth and stuff like that, they get expensive. Just the materials. I use fairly cheap materials, and um, I don't make the fanciest of knives. I could make fancier ones. I don't. Uh, and I use carbon steels that are pretty cheap, and handle materials that are fairly cheap. And still, there ain't really the hours I put into it, and for what I try to sell them for, ain't that. Ain't nobody getting rich, that's for sure. I do want to get back and make a couple more slip joint folders, which I've done. I counted the other day. I think I've done a half a dozen, maybe 7 of them, and I want to make a couple more, and I think I'm gonna do them on. I'll do one on a live stream. It's gonna take months of live streaming to do it, probably, because an hour or two at a time, and they take me hours and hours to do. So much fitting together and getting the springs just right, and meant to fold and close and open and all that just correctly takes a long time. But I think it would be fun to do on a live stream. I don't know, it might be kind of boring to watch because like I said, there's a lot of just fitting it, measuring. I mean, dial indicator type measuring, thousandths of an inch, and then trying to sand off a thousandth of an inch to get this to open when that does, and whatever, to get it all just to work right. And put it together and take it apart about 1,000 times in the process of building it. But they are fun. They're fun to make. They're cool. They're easier to carry. I guess where I'm getting at is when I do make one of those, I ask a little more money for them just because they take me so long. But I make even less making and selling a slip joint folder. I will make even less per hour than I will on something like this, but I enjoy making them. Yeah, what this is, the custom knives are expensive comment. It's almost impossible to sell them for enough to make money on them. Those ones. If you start adding in your time, that is. I can do these ones faster. It slows me down when I'm filming for sure. I can do them a little faster than what I do on here. But I spend a lot of time talking to the camera. Again, I'm like not sitting there how I normally would. Kind of hurts. Crank the music up, kind of get you in a zone. Can't really do that. Alright, let's look at this. Looks like I just about got all the deepest of the scratches out of here. Looks pretty good. We'll switch over to 320 on here. How long we've been going? Hour and 55 minutes. Go ahead and get sanded all the way around this knife at least before I stop. Before I stop for the day, or at least stop filming for the day. MB, I hope you're still here. I totally got your video that you did today. I got that one saved. That I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I am very interested in this topic. I need to know how to tell if I got a rooster when they're hatched. Yeah, yeah, they make Montana Knife Company does some pretty cool stuff. I mean, there's definitely some knives that are expensive. There's some custom makers that their knives are thousands of dollars. Um, Even some guys are tens of thousands of dollars. But as of right now, all mine are. I got quite a few I sell for under 100, and then these ones are just a little over that. Which is, you can buy one at the gas station for $10 or $20 or something. So some people would say 100's too much, but my folders, I usually do try to get up a little closer to 200. Thanks, Brian. I'll bet you could. It's just patience, man. That's all it is. Patience, couple of the right tools, it always helps. Um, Patience. And they didn't always come out like this. I did show my first knife I ever made on here. Um, Not on this live stream, but on a different one a while back. I have a feeling Brian was probably here. He probably saw it. I can't remember who all was here. There wasn't many people here, which is why I showed it. Because I'm not something I'm proud of, but it was kind of along those same lines. I was trying to show someone uh, they haven't always looked this nice. I might have missed MB. They bounced in, bounced out. I don't blame them. It's kind of a weird time of day. Yeah, the weather, man. It's, I mean, I guess it's that time of year. It's to be expected, but it's definitely been keeping me from doing stuff, which has been, kind of just bummed out. I guess that's cabin fever. I guess that's what it is, but it's kind of wanting to get outside and do stuff. It's just been so cold. I totally understand that. I woke up yesterday a little bit early for me, which is not early at all. And I knew it was supposed to be in the 40s, and I was thinking, oh yeah, today's my day. I'm getting out to the garage. I'm going to go live stream. I'm going to work on some knives. I was just ready to go, man. And got out here, and the internet, I couldn't get the internet working. Oh, excuse me. I spent about 2 hours walking back and forth from the house to here, resetting modems, and never did get it working. And got kind of, bummed out and was like, screw it. And then a couple hours later, I took my equipment that I have out here inside the house where it was easier to get it working and or to work on it and try to get it working. Finally, about 1 in the morning, I got it working. I then had to unplug the equipment that was in there and bring it out here and hope it worked still, which it did. But that kind of bummed me out. So then today, first thing I did was come out and make sure it was still working and scheduled a live. Stay tuned, brother. The next few poultry videos I'm releasing have some groundbreaking information that will be shocking to most of the world, including hatching. Interesting. Yeah, I would like to see that. We talked about this a little bit, but now it's the opposite. I was in chat and you were on screen. But I've looked into it, and the only thing, like, I know there's these um, old wives' tales and stuff about pointy eggs and whatever else. But I couldn't find any actual information that backed it up other than it's kind of like a legend or whatever. The only thing I could find was there is some research that if you store your eggs at a cooler temperature, you will get less roosters. Now, it's not actually, the egg doesn't make the egg a rooster, it just makes the eggs that would have been roosters not hatch. But I don't really understand it all either. I don't know why my phone's beeping. Oh, it's telling me the weather. Yeah, that's the only information I could find about getting more hens. Right on. Interesting. Yeah, that's the only thing I could find about it. Um, my neighbor's one of them guys. He swears up and down about the pointy eggs and whatever, and I kind of know it's not. I mean, I ain't got many people in here to offend. It's not true. Um, I wish it was, but it's not. And yeah, I was looking into it. I never actually did look at the study or anything, but I know that's the only actual science that's out there behind it, at least that I could find. The measuring of the peaks, but humans cannot replicate it yet. Interesting. Like right now, I got in this building with me right now. There's 4 points of the eggs. Okay, so there might be some truth to it. I think might be what you're saying. So yeah, right now I got 4. I still got scratches right here, and then I'm back to chicken talk. Um, I got 4 chickens in this building right now. They're in a little brooder box. They need to go in the coop. That's a whole different story. Um, and I got 2 hens and 2 roosters. And I only got out in the coop. I got 4 hens and 2 roosters. So I already got 1 too many roosters. Now I got 3 too many roosters. So yeah, that sexing them when they're born part video that you did today. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw it. That's something I'm interested in. I definitely heard about it, doing it that way, but I haven't. I need more information. Videos, people building or making stuff. Also, like homesteading. Yeah, me too. That's mostly what I watch. Sometimes I get down them depressing rabbit holes with news and stuff, and I try to go back to making stuff or growing stuff or all those type of things. Get myself out of that news loop. It's getting close to time to start growing. I did planted some onions from seed in the house the other day. Or started. We'll see. I always seem to start them late. I think I might have finally started them close to on time this year. My growing season is different than what I'm used to, too, though. Let me see. We love our knives. Still has needed to sharpen them. We use them a lot here. The green one is my everyday favorite. Replace my case. That's awesome. Yeah, that's see, now I know who I'm talking to, because Bobby told me that that was the one you carry every day, which is cool. I dig it. I hope it's holding up for you. Although Case does make a fine knife. I was just talking about that earlier. That's the one I take hunting most often, is a Case. It's a sentimental thing to it, but I definitely like them. Yeah, it's getting close to that time anyway. I only started onions inside so far. Onions from seed again. But I think in about a month is when I need to be starting my tomatoes and peppers. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, now your 12-year-old has it. But yeah, I think I got about a month. I'm gonna start peppers and tomatoes inside. My last frost date's about 2 months earlier than it used to be. So that's kind of cool. Average last frost date. I do want to expand the garden. Last year when we got here, it was dang near gardening season when I moved in. And we had a lot of stuff going on, so we didn't get around to it right away. And by the time I did get out there to till up a garden a little bit and fence it off and all that, I did as much as I could in order to at least get it started before it was just too late. And we did. We actually did pretty good. We got a ton of peppers and tomatoes out of it, and cucumbers. We had cucumbers coming out our ears. Um, but I want to make it bigger this year. I want to pretty much double the size of it this year. Yeah, that's. I feel like you said you were gonna get. I always forget the name of that dang chicken you got, but man, them black and gold feathers on that thing are just cool. But I feel like you said you were gonna get some more of those. MB will know. He'll know when you say the name of it. Golden Sea Bright. Yep. Yeah, I actually have. I always had buff Orpingtons or reds. Those were always what I got when I was buying chickens. Right now, what I got is, uh, well, I guess would be a barnyard mix. It's just a mix of chickens. I got them from my neighbor. He, when I moved in, If you have room next year, pick up a couple favorite pepper plants, trim them down to 12-inch nub, and bring them inside and water them every 10 days. Yeah, I've heard that. Oh, you can only get 8 or 10 at a time, huh? I have heard that about the pepper plants. My mom's done that with other plants too, not vegetable plants, but I don't even remember what plants, but I remember watching her do it. I grew so many jalapenos last year, it was insane. I mean, we did a lot of bell peppers too, but I got my little jalapeno seeds that I had finally gotten heirloom seeds, and I grew jalapenos in Montana, and they did pretty good. And then I saved the seeds, and grew them a second year, and saved them. And then I moved here, and I thought, man, these might, they did good there. I don't know if they're going to do good here, and they did really good here, like even better than they did there. And now, so I'm on like my fourth year of jalapenos that I've saved. Yeah, that's exactly MB. That is it. He's got this. I think it's one rooster he has that he does videos of. And yeah, it almost reminds me. Of course, I'm a little biased on this one, but it almost reminds me of like Akitas. That's how I ended up with an Akita. When I was a little kid, I went camping with a friend, and one of their family members, extended family members, had an Akita, and I'll never forget that dog standing there, like you said. How'd you put it? Yeah, so proud. And I'll never forgot that dog, man. And I'm gonna get one of them dogs one day. And that's how I ended up with Nala. But yeah, it was that same thing, just the confidence in them. I guess I never knew they were tiny, because I only ever seen him on his video, and there's not really a comparison. My neighbor does have some little, I guess they're bantams. I only know a little bit about chickens. But yeah, little tiny roosters. They are cool looking. A British bantam. Okay. I mean, I'm mostly in it for the eggs. 20 ounces. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty tiny. A pound and a quarter. Something like that. Oh, see, that's what I don't want to do. The knife just moved on me. Even with these leather jaws in here, I don't want it moving back and forth because it'll potentially scratch the blade. That's finished. British bantams, interesting. I'm mostly in it for the eggs, so I'm not too much worried about what breed of chickens I got. I know buff Orpingtons are pretty common and boring, but for whatever reason, I do like them chickens. I don't know about here so much, but one thing about the buff Orpingtons in Montana, they actually blended in pretty good. You would think a orange gold chicken wouldn't blend in very good, but in that environment they did. It was so dry, and like In the springtime, it would get green for a little bit. They were pretty easy to spot, but the rest of the year, they could go hide in some of them bushes and they'd be dang near the color of the bush. Hmm. I think I'm pretty much at my limit for chickens right now. We've got let's see. So we've got four that are laying eggs, with two roosters out there. I got to get rid of one. I got two more hens in here, so I'm gonna have six hens, and then four roosters, which that's gonna change. But I'm gonna have six hens, and that's more than enough eggs for us. Golden Comet. See, my chickens, they've slowed down just a little on the eggs, but not much. I have found that I feel like maybe I'm wrong. When you get chickens in the spring and then they start laying eggs in the fall, when you get baby chicks in the spring and they start laying eggs in the fall, those chickens will pretty much lay throughout the winter. The next winter, they tend to stop. But I've always had my young chickens always that first year always lay through the winter pretty good. Couldn't keep up with the egg sales. I don't do it here, but in Montana I used extra eggs for the 22. They make nice reactive targets. I mean, we're already there just with our four hens. We get more than we can keep. I feel like pretty much everyone out here has chickens. So it's not like I don't know who I'm gonna sell them to. Random people coming here are probably so confused. This guy's standing a knife and talking about chickens. Okay, yeah, I'd be interested in getting more of like a dual purpose bird for sure, but I don't know. Be honest, the last roosters I got rid of, we fed to the dogs. So they didn't mind it. We feed our dogs chicken a lot though, so it only made sense since they're always eating chicken anyways. Definitely processed them and boiled them. Oh, no, 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 no. You're good. That's what we're doing here. It's no big deal. I was sitting here bored, not talking. You gave me something to talk about. I do it to my brother also. No, don't, don't apologize. I appreciate it. Something to talk about, like I said. I think everyone does it. Sometimes there'll just be conversations in the chat going that are completely between the two people in the chat talking. It's kind of funny sometimes. And I do the same thing to Chris. I like to go in there and make jokes about his mom. Yeah, chickens are probably going to be expensive again this year because they're scaring everyone. So even just regular chicks, it's crazy how much it seems like just buying chicks has gone up in just 5 years. I, I feel like they've doubled in price in 5 years. Day old chicks. My first three chickens I got when back when I still lived in the suburbs, and I built a chicken coop out in my little suburban backyard. I had my little garden out there, and then corner of the yard I put a little chicken coop. And someone told me, oh, they do a chicken sale every third Sunday or something at this feed store on the outskirts of the big town there. And I paid $20 a piece for three regular old barnyard chickens. They weren't day old chicks. They were pullets, but I kind of got ripped off on that deal there. I mean, it was only three of them, and they were good chickens, but I've learned a little bit since then. Turned out everyone selling chickens at that show was selling roosters, trying to get rid of roosters. And then the feed store actually had these pullets for sale. And that was my first three ever. And since then, I would order chicks. I'd either go buy them from the feed store, or usually I would order them. And like I said, these last ones I got from the neighbor, and then the ones that are in the shop here I actually hatched from the ones I got from the neighbor. So. I hatched a ton of them out in Montana. But same thing, I get too many roosters. No one, no one's gonna come buy a rooster really. I had no problem selling hens out there, but roosters, and I would charge a good price because I'd wait till they were grown up enough you could tell a hen from a rooster. I know there's a couple other ways. They say when they're, I think it's like 2 or 3 days old, something like that. They say you can tell by the wings, the wing tips. Maybe you can. I don't know. I always look, and then I'm like, oh, I think this one's a rooster. And then 3 months later, I forget which one I thought was a rooster because, you lose track of it. And so I don't know if that actually works or not. I would have to, I would have to do it and separate them when they were 3 days old, so I would know 3 months later if I was right. Half the time, I'm never convinced 100%. Oh, that's a rooster until he starts going cockadoodle doo, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it's official. It's a rooster. Yeah. Raw bones and all. I tossed them in the garden. Build up anything. Yeah. See, I was a little. So I did not feed them to the dogs raw bones and all. We uh, we boiled them and then only gave them the meat part. I was a little worried about feeding them just straight raw chicken. Like I don't want my dogs to see the chickens as food. I wanted to kind of make it not so much like a chicken, more like food. I don't want them out there going after the chickens. If that makes any sense. We never cook bone and never feed raw meat. I gotcha. Yeah, I know there's that thing dogs shouldn't have chicken bones, and I've definitely heard that if the bones are raw, they're okay for them. It's something about when you cook them makes them break apart differently, and that's what can really mess them up. It makes them like splinter more, I think. Yeah, dogs can eat any bone raw. Believe me, Nala will do it. Problem when I give Nala, every now and then I'll get her one of them big old. I think usually they're like a pork femur or something. They they upset her stomach. They're too rich or something. And the next night she ends up waking me up in the middle of the night talking about I gotta go outside. That's how she talks to me too. Interesting. We stopped feeding raw meat because tripe was so hard to replace with brain part. Tripe, like stomach tripe. That's what we're talking about, right? Man, I always thought I should make my dogs food. I should, you know, find something to feed her. But I still do feed her kibble. Goat tripe. Okay. I mean, I've had it. It's chewy. It's kind of when I had it, it wasn't really much flavor to it at all. It's just really chewy. I had it in some of that. I believe it's Vietnamese soup, the pho. I had a buddy who liked it. He started to get it at work, at lunch, at work. It wasn't bad, wasn't good. It was just chewy. That's all I remember. All right. So, anyways, I got all hand sanded around this one now. Looking good. I probably will have to go over that again because I probably will scratch it up a little while I got these big old blocky handles now. I need to start putting some shapes into them and stuff. So, but I do think I'm just gonna set that one aside and go on to hand sanding these other ones some more. Yeah, it does. I'm not gonna take a lot off of it, but I'm gonna knock the edges off for sure. I mean, it's just a big old square chunk now. I'll knock the edges down and round them out a little bit. This one's even bigger. This one, I don't think you were here yet because I've been going for a while, but I was talking about. I wish I'd have paid attention to this one. I would have thinned these handles out a little bit before I glued them on. I would have done it on my mill so I could have got them real even. But it's quite a bit thicker than this one. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one yet. I might try to thin them out a little. Some people like them like that. Some people don't. But I was saying earlier too, this is my favorite. This is my favorite style that I make so far. I don't know. I don't know if that's true because I do really like these ones too. That's why I got 5 of them sitting here working on them. It's just a lot more to grinding this. I got this 3 different grinds to get it to look right, and then to try to get them all to match up the same on the other side. It's a lot, but I like those ones too. So I don't know what my favorite is. Yeah, so both of these, this one does kind of look like wood. It's actually not wood. It's yeah, I forgot. It's linen micarta, crosscut linen micarta. So, this one's canvas micarta, but it is not crosscut. So the layers actually go this way. Layer, 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 layer. Where this one's, they crosscut it, which gives it kind of that grain. It makes it, it looks like wood, it really does. But it's not. It's just like fiberglass resin and layers of linen. So, all right, where are we at here? It's been 2.5 hours. I think I'm probably gonna end it, y'all. I don't know when I'll be back on. Hopefully, I might try to do it in the next day or two, but it's probably gonna be another 3 or 4 days before I get back on, and then I think I'll be more on a regular schedule again. At that time, the weather's supposed to warm up a little, and I don't have as much going on, but I got some stuff I gotta get done the rest of the day today, so I need to go clean up and do all that. So anyway, thanks all, everybody who joined. Thank you, I do appreciate it. And keep a lookout, and I'll be back. Yeah, I try to schedule them at least a half hour before I start, so it will give out a notification. But sometimes I don't even always do that. So, but all right, y'all, have a good one.